show you what a party's like right now. And it starts with these two gentlemen. Undefeated through the weekend up to this point. They have a phenomenal year on the World Tour, and they're looking to finish it off right here with the championship in Chicago. And this first young man, 33 years old, out of the University of Notre Dame, he is Ryan Avatar Doherty. And Ryan's partner. I know we've been talking about him, I gotta say it one more time, John. It's just, been watching you for so long. Since somewhere around the day I was born, you started playing professional beach volleyball. This young man at just 44-ish years old. And ladies and gentlemen, he is not slowing down. He is the Energizer Bunny, and he is one of the best, still one of the best defenders in the world. Out of San Diego, California, he is the H-Bomb, Johnny Hyden. And their opponents, the most dominating team right now in the world, coming off a win in Manhattan Beach, coming up with the gold medal at the World Tour Finals in Hamburg. And for the first time ever, we've got two blockers and two defenders in the same box. It's weird, but I'm okay with it. First guy, the Seminole out of Florida State, is Nicholas the Quickless Lucena. And his partner, the big man out of Baden, Switzerland, and Manhattan Beach, California, with his right hand, his left hand, as a blocker, a defender, the best server in the world. You've known him and loved him for a long time. Let's do it one more time in 2017 for Philip Dalhausser. We stay on our feet for first serve of the men's finals.
We're back. Rich Lamborn and Triborn on the mic. I'm Triborn.
I'm Rich Lamborn. That's correct.
And I am amped up. If you can't tell, men's final is all set. Getting the chills from those intros there. The fans are on their feet for this first point. And this one goes to my ex-partner, Johnny Hyden. And he hammers it home at 44 years young. Johnny Hyden in this final last year. Once again, he's back in it against the same team, Dalhausser Lucena. Dalhausser Lucena winning it last year, so it'd be sweet redemption for Hyden, this time with Ryan Doherty. Doherty gets tooled off the block. And
no touch on the block.
No touch. That one actually went into the tape. Nice eye there by the refs to see that.
Big Wave Dave up top, nicely seen there. From our vantage point, it did look like it never traversed the net.
Johnny Hyden going up the seam, Lucena taking it. Nice angle hammer. Nick Lucena has a few words to exchange with Johnny Hyden there.
Nick yapping early.
Wow, he's starting early, talking it up with Johnny Hyden.
One of their goals this tournament, right, was to have a little more fun, and certainly John at your opponent.
Right.
Add a little fun to any match, as Nick and Phil stay with their split blocking posture.
Dalhausser 11 aces in the semifinal. That one goes out. So let's keep an eye on that guy as he's on the line. Phil Dalhausser certainly has a history of being very dangerous, and he's been hot today. Ryan Doherty back to serve, the 7-footer out of Notre Dame. That one goes in the net. 2 service errors in a row. Dalhausser Lucena down 2-3. Jump serve by Lucena. Going up the seam to Hyden, and he gets the ace. Gives it up to the fans. Lucena enjoying himself out here. Look at the stare down after. Look at that. Wow, another one. That's 2. Making sure to let everybody know about it.
Nick is feeling it early.
In the semifinal, I believe Phil had about 10 or 11 more aces than he did. So it's only fitting that he gets off to a quick start here and gets 2 nice aces.
And maybe they had a chat as a group that Nick needs to start pulling his weight. So he's obliging here early.
There he is, Lucena in the green hat, going with the jump once again. Down the line to his ex-partner, actually, Ryan Doherty. And there's the big old block of Philip Dalhausser. Blocking Ryan Doherty.
It's nice when Phil blocks that on his way up still, and the ball thumps off the sand about a 1.5 seconds before he lands.
3 in a row. Lucena continues his serving run. Hyden's going to take that one out of the middle. Touch. This one's got to come over. And he buries it in the net. Tough play to make. Phil obviously thought that he could have made a better play than that on it, but it's in the net. Here's Johnny Hyden, father of 2, Sam and Jackson, all while traveling the world as a full-time professional player on the American and World Tour. And there's Ryan Doherty off the face, getting a block, and another one. Wow. Look at that.
Nice little delay there.
The first one off his face. Check this out. Face, block. Ryan waits, hangs, throws it down. Great play by Ryan up at the net.
Good trick to learn as a blocker. You see that shot coming,
trying to delay. Johnny Hyden right up the middle.
Bingo.
A lot of aces coming here.
I was wondering if we were going to see Johnny break out the jump serve. Usually he's kind of a tactical guy, right, with the float serve.
Even when he does do the jump, it's a really compact jump serve. He's the kind of player that would rather hit the spot than have a little extra pace on it, but kind of has the perfect combo of the 2 going here today. Nice transition set. Doherty gets the block. Hyden creating havoc from the service line. Both defenders actually having a lot of success early on from the line. Look at that accuracy. Making Dalhausser dive. And great block there. Taking care of business at the net is Ryan Doherty. Dalhausser's going to have to put a nice set from off the court. Hyden's in system. And that's out. Really nice shot there if it went in, but it misses by an inch, if that. Check this out. Dalhausser coming off the court, trying to squeak it back down the line, something Johnny does really well. It just really didn't have much court to do it there. Dalhausser on the line, looking to continue his success from the semifinals. Lucena at the net, by the way. Diving, Hyden fights it off. Doherty having to play it out. And that's trouble for Doherty. That one's going to go on 2 for sure. And he puts it down. Kind of a funny play there. You see how on top of it Hyden is. Seeing open court, he passes it up for Ryan. Watch Johnny here. He passes this up, sees so much open court. Ryan, go over. He's pointing at him. Instead, Ryan gives it back and says, you go over. Luckily, there was so much court that it was still open by the time Hyden got set. Great match so far. Ryan Doherty on the line. Dalhausser beats that one down. Watch how high up both of these players are. Phil able to make adjustments in midair. That's why he's so hard to stop. Out. Serve by Nick Lucena.
I love the sand art we can see. Thanks, Chicago 2017. Great job by the ground crew. Some artists on the crew, apparently.
AVP always grateful to the cities that host us. Somehow Nick gets that one to go down. Gets past the long reach of Doherty, off the tape and down in front of Hyden, who was playing that angle shot.
You swing hard enough, sometimes you can power it through the net almost.
Now you see Nick Lucena at that end. This is not a normal thing that we see, but a strategy that Phil and Nick have been putting out there since yesterday. They're trying to have a little fun and switch things up this last event of the year. Normally it doesn't play to the strengths of Phil and Nick. Phil obviously being a better player at the net, but we've also talked about it all weekend where it allows Phil to go after it from the back line and it allows Nick to switch things up and change up the vibe, have a little fun with it as we're approaching the end of the season here, this being the last match. And another one of those wrist away swings from Phil.
Yeah, we saw just how advantageous that split blocking posture can be for them in the semifinal. As you said, Nick, Phil had 11 aces. That's right, 11.
Lucena back to serve.
Right shot there from Ryan, just not the execution he was hoping for. Fell just wide of the line. The jumbo attempt. Level at 10 here, set number 1. Men's final in AVP Chicago.
Here we have Doherty going high over the block of Dalhausser, having to hit that one at about 11.5 feet.
Yeah, Ryan's maybe the only guy out here that can hit a shot down on top of Phil Dalhausser on the block.
A technical timeout at 11.
I don't see that ability out of too many players.
It's time to give away some free stuff. We've got Giselle, we've got all our
A nice look at the capacity crowd here as we go into the technical.
Mark Sherman, our MC, had this crowd so fired up during the intros. The whole place was rocking. I was coming up here. It's kind of like a ladder system, the stairs to get up to the top of the DJ booth, and it was vibrating for sure. I got a little first-person view of the intros on the side of Johnny Hyden and Ryan Doherty. Threw it up on my Instagram story. If you want to check that one out at Triborn. Self-plug.
Self-plug, Triborn.
How about
at
you,
Triborn.
How about you, Richie USA?
I'm at Richie USA. My Instagram account is ridiculously boring. At Triborn, probably a better follow, more entertaining. As he said, he got live looks from courtside of the intros. What's your stance on full-grown men losing their mind for a free T-shirt at a sporting event?
If you want a T-shirt, that's the only way Mark's going to give it to you. He makes you work for it.
That's right.
You do what you got to do. You put your pride on the side. If you want a sweet shirt, you gotta earn it.
You got to lose your mind, or you got to dress in head-to-toe gold lame, like the wannabe crew over there, which could be argued is a form of losing your mind.
All this for a T-shirt. They are begging. Love the color variety out there today as well.
I love that they have the thing where players are as they get introduced here, they throw a ball out into the crowd. Saw a couple varieties
Signature ball
of enthusiasm in the earlier match, the semifinal we just witnessed. One of the players threw a ball into the crowd. A grown man fought a teenage kid for it, wrestled it free, and then the next player to come out throw a ball to a different section of the crowd, and the guy didn't even use two hands because his one hand was holding a beer, and he wrangled in the ball, no problem.
Potentially Sports Center top 10 play.
Top 10 play worthy, yeah. Certainly I would think that would be the more respectable way to go as a sports fan.
Look at Mark Sherman down here just conducting the crowd like a puppet master.
Really having to work for this last t-shirt here.
If you're listening to the live stream, I'm sure you've been to a beach volleyball event or two, but if you haven't, you need to experience it. Coming down here, feeling the vibe on Stadium Court. It is a full-on experience all weekend, but right here, right now, this is when it's the biggest, most special moments, and you see the best volleyball as well. Johnny Hyden serving, up 11-10. Cut shot by Nick Lucena, goes down.
Still jawing at Johnny Hyden a little bit.
Yeah, Nick's fired up in this event. He's actually good friends with Johnny Hyden, but when they're on the court, those two go at it. It's all business out there.
Friendships are set aside when money is on the line.
Dalhausser teeing off, and that's just long. Ryan Doherty's going to get a shot himself.
What a feast there on two from Phil Dalhausser. We've seen that time and time again. Nick with the ball control to put that ball up there for his big partner, and Phil just detonates.
12 all. Nick Lucena back to serve again. Nice dig there. Doherty and Hyden remaining in the lead. Gotta love how Nick sticks in there, takes the hit. I like to call volleyball defense reverse dodgeball.
Reverse dodgeball is
You
a good
try
way
to
look
get
at
hit
it.
by it. Hyden into the net, and we're tied up again, right? Rich, you made a living single-handedly playing defense and passing as a libero on the indoor national team. Oh, and you won a gold medal at the Olympics in Beijing. What do you think about that? Reverse dodgeball.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Just trying to get your body in front of balls and block them up. We had a lengthy discussion, I think, earlier in the broadcast today about the ball knowing angles, and any part of your ball can create an angle. You just got to get something in front of it, facing towards the sky.
If anyone knows that, it's you. One of the best to do it. What do we got down there?
They said you haven't said it enough on the broadcast. They need to know. Try, you are officially from Hawaii. Okay, great. We weren't sure. Try born from Hawaii. Got it. All over it. All over it.
I feel like there's some sarcasm in that question.
Yeah, I think I've made it pretty clear throughout this season that I'm from Hawaii. Mark Sherman calling me out there. I got to give it up. I'm a proud one. Proud from where I'm from. And there's Doherty. Push that to Hyden. Hyden, not the smoothest transition that they wanted. I think he wanted Doherty to use that option on two, and then Doherty leaves that quick set inside a little bit. But he definitely he got the point somehow, but it wasn't the easiest way in that situation.
The advantage to keeping the defense off balance like that is you have to be less precise to succeed, right?
Right. There's Nick Lucena.
I love that the wannabe crew in the corner there took the time to make a sign to heckle you.
That's how many times I mention it. A few of my Hawaii boys have been playing down on the court, so, you know, got to give it up to them.
At the very least, we appreciate their dedication in listening to the live streaming and the great job you've been doing all season long.
That's the beauty of being a rookie commentator. I don't really have to do all that good of a job. I do my best. Give my hometown a few shout-outs, maybe a few too many. but we're enjoying it none the least.
At any given time, there could be a new listener, so it's important that they know where you're from.
Exactly. Got to know who's talking to you.
I think I've been remiss in mentioning that I'm from Tustin, because probably I haven't said that once.
Nice high swing. This one's got to go over. Hyden, good opportunity in trans with the right set. Covers himself off Dalhausser and gets blocked. Phil making some plays at the net. Wow. I don't even know what to say about that. Phil getting a block, Johnny covering himself, another block, covering himself again, and then finishing it with another block.
Phil just so disciplined on the block, right? He takes an area of the court and penetrates and is great with his hands.
Here's Hyden, 16-all. This is a big side out. Phil makes a great read. That's just Phil Dalhausser imposing his will. Hyden made the right shot there. If he got it past Phil, it was going down. Instead, Phil goes up one hand, gets a touch on it, gives Lucena a chance to put it back up for him, and he slaps it down. 17-16. Going to Hyden. Ooh. Gets that one down to the sand.
I'm not sure anybody is better at that particular shot right there. Johnny, the ball's kind of on his left shoulder almost. As a right-hander, that's not generally where you want it to be, but he goes inside and can hook that over Phil Dalhausser to the line.
I actually would leave the sets inside. I played 4 years with Johnny, and I would leave the set inside quite often, knowing that he's so good at that. He never really told me to leave it inside, but he'd get a side out every time, so I would. I'd leave it on that left shoulder, and if he wanted to, he'd step in hard and crush it angle. But his wrist away to the high line is so accurate and quick that it's kind of not the ideal set for the normal right-handed hitter, but for him, it
throws
ideal.
the blocker off, does it not? Because
Right.
you see that and instinctively think that it's inside and kind of jump into the angle and leave some line open for him probably.
So good wrist away. Not a great block there by Nick Lucena, or not a block at all by Nick Lucena. And there's a little talk back. Johnny Hyden saying, "Where you at, Nick? Where you going?"
Maybe gave him a little Casey Pat, don't pull on me.
18-all. This is what we want to see in the men's championship. Lucena with a chance to take the lead. It's a tight set. Wow. See, that's what we were talking about in this semifinal, is Johnny Hyden so good in transition, not only making a dig, but turning it into an offensive play right away.
Right.
And that's what he did right there.
Yeah, that's kind of next level right there. He's not only thinking get this ball up, he's thinking get it up to my big partner so he can go on too.
Lucena, error. Big error there from Lucena. Looked like wrong decision. If he did get it over the net, Doherty was in the right position. And look at this, Johnny Hyden, Ryan Doherty looking to take the first set of the Chicago Championships. And that one tags the line, kind of lucky. Under the block, through the tape, and touches the line. So Doherty and Hyden are going to get a chance to side out for the first set. But first, they're going to take a timeout. Collect themselves. Make sure that they get this side out, this first opportunity. You're playing against the best team in the world. You can't give them more than one shot. Or you can't give up your one shot in this set and give them a chance to come back.
You like a timeout in this instance?
I actually do, yeah. I actually do.
I don't think there's a right answer.
There's no right answer. It depends on what you're feeling. Ryan looked like he called the timeout. But Phil kind of getting a lucky play. Sometimes you can dwell on that thinking, wow, they're so lucky they didn't earn that one. Phil buried it in the tape. It went under the block, didn't really go around it, and then it hit the sideline. Got to erase that from your memory. Remember, you have a huge opportunity ahead of you. So sometimes you take a timeout, gives yourself that opportunity to reset mentally, forget about the last play, and right here, right now, this is their chance to close it out. Go up 1-0. Lucena's gonna go float serve to Hyden. Short, really tough serve. Hyden's gonna have to do something spectacular, but he can't. Lucena with a chance, and Doherty saves it with a huge angle block. Great discipline there on that block. Ryan not reaching on anything, stepped into it and just pressed, took a lot of court in that angle. I like that block from Ryan Doherty.
Yeah, I like that a lot. He just pressed straight over the net, didn't expose any kind of sideways angles on either of his arms there. Just took away a big chunk of the court from Nick Lucena, got the stuff, and the first set win.
That is huge. Such a big play right there. Let's see what Mark Sherman's up to down on the sand.
Wave of 2017. We're gonna go, where are we going? This way, this way, this way? Where do you wanna go? You wanna go that way. You wanna go to this way, this way. Just being clear, just being clear. Rick's crew's gonna get it started in 3, 2, 1, go! Oh yes, that's definitely the best start of the year. Yeah, it is. Up around to the DJ tower, to Club AVP, to the beer deck, back to Rick's crew, that's one. Oh yes, and now we get louder. Now we start to get a little louder. Yeah, even you in the red shirt, I need more from you. In the maroon shirt, I need more from you. Around Club AVP to the beer deck, and now we speed it up. Now we go faster. We go faster and louder. Go, 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 go. Club AVP, go, 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 go. Yes, here we go, 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 go. Oh, it's so good, it's so fast. It's so good, it's almost exhausting, and we're gonna have to slow it down. We're gonna have to slow it down because it's just too good right now. We take a little break into Club AVP, yeah. Woo! We breathe, we breathe. Oh yes, just gonna feel it. Okay, just taking a little. Yeah, you guys are good. It's looking good from down here. Yeah, it is, Big Wave Dave. To the guy in maroon, slows it down even more. You know what? We're so slow, we start to reverse it. We start to go the other way. Momentum takes us the other way. We start to go this way, and oh, there it is. Yeah, you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. Right when we hit Rick's crew, we're going fast again. Right when we hit Rick's crew, go, 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 go. To Club MVP, go. The tower, go. North side, yes. Faster and louder. Faster and louder. Go, 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 go. One more time around. Go, 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 go. And 3, 2, 1, stop. Yeah! Chicago, give yourselves a round of applause. And getting into set number 2, let's make some noise! Yes.
And we're back here. Look at this. It speaks for itself, ladies and gentlemen. It's a party on the beach with a beach volleyball match going on.
Yeah, it's just a beach party where a volleyball game broke out. And we got LL Cool J being played today by Mark Sherman down there on the sand with his gold rope. Look at the DJ tower, DJ Ruche, killing it all year. For more than a decade now, out here on the AVP Tour, keeping the crowds jumping start to finish. Deemed MVP of the beach volleyball tournament in the Olympics by Mike Tirico of ESPN. Johnny and Ryan start off where they left off set number 1. Point in transition there.
Started off by the 44-year-old Johnny Hyden. Now here's a fact that you all need to keep in mind while watching this man play. If he wins this event, he will pass Karch Karai and be the oldest player to ever win an AVP. And that one is out. So that's another point, 2-0. Hyden and Doherty up 1 set to none. And Hyden looking to cement his name in history as the oldest player to ever win an event at 44 and 11 months. Karch was 44 and 9 months.
I feel like that record will stand as long as, you know, Babe Ruth hitting 714. Probably longer, because it's hard to imagine another person that almost 45 years old coming out and winning. I mean, playing at this high level and winning.
Unbelievable. I mean, the work ethic alone, I got to work out in the gym day in and day out on the sand with Johnny Hyden, and I was just in awe every day, learning as much as I possibly could. He's one of a kind, definitely brings up the level of everybody on this tour and has kind of set the bar. Guys like Jake Gibb, nobody feels bad for him playing and having to grind at 41 years old. Johnny's 4 years past that. Just no sympathy there for any of these old guys. The two guys on the other side of the court, Dalhausser and Lucena, at 37 years old. Not exactly young in terms of being professional athletes. But Hyden just setting the standard as that one goes out. So Hyden back to serve.
It's crazy to think at 37 years old, both Nick and Phil were almost 2 full cycles through high school behind Johnny Hyden.
Wow. Nice shot down the line around the big block of Doherty. Nick Lucena making it look easy. 3 serving 4, Lucena back in the line.
If Johnny and Ryan do go on to win this match, Nick's gonna let him hear about it the whole way.
Oh, for sure.
Just a little jawing under the net as they switch sides. Love to see the friendly fire.
Winner of this event, of course, splits $18,000. Johnny squeezing that right under Phil Dalhausser. Phil telling the ref about the hands of Ryan Doherty, I believe. 3-5, Doherty on the line. If Hyden wins this, it'll be his 12th career win on the AVP Tour alone. Karch Karai, that was his 122nd when he won at the age of 44 and 9 months.
122nd on the AVP, right? He had 140 something total.
Yeah, I can't really comprehend that. They played in so many more tournaments back then too. Hyden, of course, would be, I believe, going to 26 victories, 27 victories total on all the different tours. Here's Phil Dalhausser.
Ooh, how about that one-arm spear from Ryan? And the put away off the top of Nick.
So skilled, so skilled. You wouldn't expect a player like Ryan at 7 feet to be such a skilled player, but he certainly is. Also played professionally as a baseball player, so quite an athlete, that man right there, out of Notre Dame. Here's Lucena, the Florida State alum. Cut shot, and Nick's buying beers. That's kind of the common courtesy when you hit a ball and it doesn't even hit the tape, right?
Yes. Indoors with the national team, we would shout donuts.
Donuts, yeah.
I guess we wanted trans fats more
season's
than
over after this match, so I figure the boys are going to allow themselves some beers. I'm sure Hyden will collect on that.
Rightfully so.
Hyden on the line, going at Dalhausser. And Ryan Doherty with the block. 8-4. Wow, what a start to this match. Hyden and Doherty looking for their first win as a duo. They made a final on the World Tour this season, made a final early on in Hermosa Beach against this team, but they haven't won one yet this season. You're looking at the oldest player to ever win an FIVB tournament, on the verge of being the oldest to win an AVP. But it ain't gonna be easy because they're playing the best team in the world up until this part of the season, Dalhausser Lucena.
Yeah, 1 week ago today, they were in Hamburg, Germany, collecting $100,000 to win the World Tour Finals.
Yeah, that's not a total prize purse, by the way. They split $100,000, Nick Lucena and Phil Dalhausser, just a week ago. And then collecting $18,000 in the Manhattan Beach Open the week before that. And if they pull this one off, they get that another $18,000 prize purse.
It's a good fortnight.
Not bad few weeks playing around on the beach. High line, it's dug up. Looking to complete this comeback. Nick Lucena errors. Big error there. 9-6. Doherty and Hyden staying alive. Or not only staying alive, but staying in the lead. Hyden, Lucena and Dalhausser looking to stay alive here. Doherty serves that one out. Phil Dalhausser, 3-time Olympian, 1-time Olympic gold medal. The same Olympics that Rich Lamborn here won a gold medal. Phil Dalhausser won a gold medal on the beach.
He got a better tan while winning his, though.
True, you got that cutoff tan from the indoor. Over the block, Ryan Doherty goes. Nick Lucena tries to save it, but it's well out of the antenna. 10-7.
Number 2, the men's finals, Doherty and Hyden.
Check out that swing from Doherty. Smart play, obviously keeping it high. Don't let Nick Lucena have a chance at it. Ryan Doherty out of Toms River, New Jersey, currently residing in Hermosa Beach. Here we go, Lucena looking to attack against the big Doherty block. And that one goes up the seam as he talks to Johnny Hyden once again. Nick jawing away this match, seeing if he can turn the tides in his favor, but Johnny Hyden staying cool, calm, and collected. You're not going to get in that guy's head too often. The guy who's looking to set the record for basically the most experienced, best player at a big age as a thin beast. Or the guy they used to call the Beijing Beast after he won gold in Beijing. Showing what he does best against the 7-foot swing of Ryan Doherty.
Nick
Huge
using
block.
the crowd, using the wannabe crew in the corner there.
Nick totally staying loose and playing with the crowd today. Bold strategy. And there's Dalhausser again. Wow.
Absolutely fill up.
Dalhausser and Lucena.
I think one of the hard and fast rules in our sport here is if you're going to talk trash, you want to have Phil Dalhausser on your side to help you back it up.
Right. As he does right there.
Nick whooping up the crowd talking trash and letting Phil clean up with 2 blocks in a row.
The Florida State Sentinel. Ace cheers coming for Nick Lucena.
I think it's pronounced Seminole, lest any
Seminole.
Florida State fans get upset with you.
My fault. Did I mention I'm from Hawaii?
Yeah. The same crew that's chanting ace for Nick, holding up scoring signs on his serves, holding up random memes of babies. The ones that, ironically, asking you if you're from Hawaii.
Love it.
Yeah, just a great vibe here in Chicago all weekend long. I love how there's action all over the beach at the start of the tournament, starting from Thursday qualifier all the way through Friday and Saturday, the winners and contenders bracket rounds, and then it just crescendos with just an unbelievable vibe here for the finals on Sunday afternoon.
So many people working hard to make all this happen, as you can hear Mark Sherman giving it up to all the AVP staff and everyone that's helped out, including the referees, the volunteers. It's a full family affair.
Yeah, and we're at absolute capacity. The general admission is packed. The VIP is probably over capacity. We're a borderline fire hazard at this point, but just wonderful to see the enthusiasm for the sport.
Some of the best fans in the world, I'm serious.
There you see Empu, AVP Strong, one of the best photographers out here.
The official AVP photographer, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so. There's the wannabes that Rich was referring to. What's the story? They drove out here from New Orleans?
We heard earlier in the day that they missed their flight due to over-serving themselves at the airport bar. Went to the gate, the plane had already left, so they rented a van, drove 13 hours from Baton Rouge to make it here for the AVP Championships. Now that is a story that is to be simultaneously admired for their dedication and completely disrespected for their degenerate levels. They toe that line
We appreciate
to perfection.
it either way.
Yeah.
Of course, they have their courtside box reserved right behind the service line.
It's nice to know that their traveling radius is 13 hours.
Yeah.
If you have a
about die
tournament within 13 hours driving distance of Baton Rouge, Florida, they will show up in force and cheer you on. Yeah, they're just a fun crew. You know, when Stafford and Billy were playing earlier, they were all donning goggles in support of him. They have cowbells. It's Goldfinger Sunday, apparently.
That's the beauty of our sport, you know. It brings in all kinds of fans. The fans are really able to get into it and be a part of the match. And that's the beauty of beach volleyball. Hyden digging, Dalhausser. Ryan trying to chase it down. You got to appreciate that effort from Ryan Doherty. Sometimes Ryan leaves those balls. He doesn't waste that energy, but we're in the finals here. Got to expect him to go for it. Good effort
Last match
there.
of your year right here.
Yeah, there's nothing to save it for. Here we go. Dalhausser back to serve. 11-all. French fries on the board. Going to Johnny Hyden. Nice set there. Nice set by Ryan Doherty on the run. And Hyden goes straight at the block of Nick Lucena, who's been jawing at him all day. Challenging him. And a little stare down just to check in on Nick in case he wants to look back. Showing him who the boss is. Phil making it look easy. Nice vision by him. Up and over the block. Drop shot over Ryan Doherty.
Don't see the soft shot out of Phil too often. A couple rarely seen things in this match thus far. Block on Phil Dalhausser, and Johnny with some near scoops on Phil's over on 2 attempts.
Oh no. Bad timing on that call.
I think it was the right call, though. What do you think?
I think it was the right call. It stuck in his hands long. It's one of those things where the ref didn't have to call it. Probably Dalhausser Lucena wouldn't have complained, but you got to love him sticking to the rules, sticking to his guts. It's a judgment call, so it's really tough, but got to be the best. Got to have the best skills here in the final.
I was actually wondering if that was a little bit of Phil working on the ref a little bit earlier. We saw.
Oh, wow. Nice. Nice shot there by Hyden as Lucena dives, tries to pull the line in.
Was that going to be in with certainty?
I don't know if that worked in the favor of Nick. He might have pushed the line into the ball.
Well, I think the second he does that, it's going to be called in.
Right, exactly.
It was out, gosh, the sign says from the wannabe crew.
Lucena out of the middle, tough place to swing from, and Hyden reads it on 2. Oh, Phil bailing his guy out once again. Huge opportunity right there. But Phil flies in out of nowhere. Check this out. Doherty in rhythm. Phil just so long. Look at these guys. They're playing up at the top of the antenna. That's where they play this game.
can't fault Doherty there. Literally nobody else in the world makes that play, I don't think.
Here's Phil going at Doherty. Nice pass. Hyden's got him up at the net on the smaller block of Lucena.
Raising and ripping Ryan Doherty.
2 or 3 more
14
feet
all.
and Nick would have had that.
Yeah.
14 to 14.
You got to admire Lucena and Dalhausser sticking to their plan too, you know? They're not switching it up now that it's late. They're leaving their smaller blocker at the net, even against the big Ryan Doherty. You see Phil kind of playing behind Nick, assuming that Ryan's going to hit over him, but he's still not able to come up with it. 14 all, 7 points, and Johnny Hyden might just make history here. Lucena, cut shot. Johnny Hyden's on it, but Phil Dalhausser making it difficult.
Doing his best to tear Ryan Doherty's hand off, it looked like there for a second.
Doing his best to keep Karch Karai's record intact.
Fezzik tear his arms off.
Ryan go. This is a scramble play, and it goes
The
out.
scramble and then the shot follows just line.
Really tough play. So what happened there, Doherty took that seam ball that John was going to take, ended up getting in his way. You got to see Ryan. That's a good opportunity, though, off of that set from John, for Ryan just to slap it in, keep it in play. He actually had a lot of court. Like to see Ryan keep that in play.
Yeah, I like the attempt from him there. It just unfortunately turned it ever so slightly wide.
Going for the jump serve, hammering it. That's just wide.
Nice try, one of these.
That would have been a
15-16.
a heartbreaker if it went in. Instead, it's a 1-point game. Let's see if Doherty can create something from the line. Lucena, Doherty returns the favor, gives him the 2-point lead back. These are the points in the match where the small plays matter most, right? So Phil making those huge plays to bail his partner out, got him this lead. Now let's see who can make the small plays in this last little part of the set. Ryan Doherty at the net, staying high, smart swing over the block of Lucena. Dalhausser doubles up, but can't make the play in the corner. Watch Dalhausser moving into the angle, but not soon enough.
Not a bad play from Phil, I don't think, because Ryan does like to go across his body with some
Here's
regularity.
Lucena. This would be a huge point for Hyden and Doherty, and Lucena hits it out. We are tied up, 4 points away.
And we are all tied.
4 points away from Johnny Hyden breaking the record of arguably the greatest player of all time, Karch Karai. And I say arguably because I'll put Phil Dalhausser right there in that conversation.
Down the line this time, John Ryan looking for a push.
And I'm sure people would like to argue me on that.
Numbers-wise, it's hands down Karch.
Right. Different era of volleyball, though, right? There hasn't been the opportunity for Phil to match those numbers necessarily, right?
Phil's pushing 100, meaning he's in the 80s, right? With his win total, considering the number of fewer tournaments that he's had the opportunity to play in. I don't know if you adjusted.
I have not looked past the facts.
If we were to adjust for how many opportunities he had, percentage of wins and so forth, I think he'd be right up there.
Here we go, Ryan Doherty. Big swing for his team. Hammers it down the line. Lucena's there. Big transition set from Dalhausser, and Lucena errs. Looking for hands, but he's not going to get the call. No touch. 18 all, Rich Lamborn.
He was certainly going for the touch. I think it was a smart swing, but a little too high. Let's see. Ooh, pretty close. Pretty close from that angle.
I like Ryan Doherty staying disciplined on that line, trusting his partner in the angle. Johnny's been digging balls all day. Nice discipline block, and here we go, 18 all. Dalhausser on 2. There's a touch, opportunity at the net. Dalhausser with the dig. And looked like a little bit of a miscue on the defense there. Of course, really hard to stop Phil on a free ball, but check out the blocker, Ryan Doherty. Pulled his hands away last second. Never really know what kind of call they had there, if that was a miscue or if he expected John to stay behind him or he just didn't want to get tooled. But
can anybody else in the world dig a hard-driven ball with a left-handed knuckle?
he is definitely the best to do it. Huge swing here by Doherty over Nick Lucena. Dalhausser doubles up. Here we go. Phil's at the net now. And Doherty goes over Phil. 19 all. Look at this. This is such a treat.
19-19, first to two takes set number
Where do you think
two.
this serve's going?
I am on the edge of my seat. This thing is going, I'm going to say at Lucena here. We all know Hyden wants this record. Johnny Hyden, wife Robin Hyden, got to be freaking out back home. I'm picturing it now. And the stuff by Doherty. We're 1 point away from Johnny Hyden being the oldest player to ever win an AVP tournament. He is already the oldest player to ever win an FIVB. And I think that if anyone's going to get this record, I'd like to see Johnny Hyden get some more recognition. He's flown under the radar a lot in his career.
Yeah.
But man, one of the best professionals out here looking to make history. Dalhausser on two, and it's over! Johnny Hyden, Ryan Doherty are the champions. AVP Chicago. Wow. What a performance. Every year, Johnny Hyden to the very end, always coming through. And there he is, oldest man to ever win on the domestic or the world tour. Congratulations to those two. And of course, Phil Dalhausser and Nick Lucena, an unbelievable year, representing the United States, ending up as the #1 team. But those two are champions today as they spray the champagne, the sweet, sweet champagne. Johnny Hyden earning it.
Dump it
So
on
happy
yourself,
for
kid.
that guy.
Johnny Hyden, at 44 years old and almost 45 years old, John Hyden, you are officially the oldest player to ever win an AVP Tour stop.
There he is.
Congratulations, Johnny.
Hyden and Doherty, AVP champs 2017.
Rightfully a standing ovation from this capacity Chicago crowd.
Johnny and Ryan, we're going to come over here into the sun. And it is trophy time, gentlemen.
Oh, what an ending to the men's season here.
So fun to watch, and Ryan Doherty stepping up for his partner. Two big, big blocks at the end. These guys earned it. Been grinding all year, and this is their first win of the year. And the sweetest of all, they get to milk this one all off season. And guess what? I was talking to Johnny Hyden earlier today. He ain't planning on retiring.
No.
He's sticking around, looking to maybe push his record even further next year. But for now, they enjoy it. There you have it. Our AVP champions, Johnny Hyden and Ryan Doherty. The sweet taste of champagne. Mikhail Jenkins, Johnny Hyden's trainer. Time to taste that champagne.
My goodness, what a tournament. We get into it, we get it up. Let's talk to these gentlemen. Undefeated all the way through the championships. And Johnny, I've been joking with you all week, man, but seriously, serious respect. The oldest player now ever to win an AVP stop, taking the crown. Yeah, baby. How does that feel, John, and how do you maintain the incredible level year after year after year?
A lot of hard work. But this one's special. I want to thank Ryan for huge blocks at the end there. I'm glad we got it over quick. Yeah, my age, you want to get it over quick. But I want to thank this crowd. They were awesome all week. You pumped them up, and they came through. They were awesome. I appreciate it, Chicago.
Absolutely, yes. They appreciate you, John.
And Ryan Doherty, not quite as many years as John, but man, you were a quick learner, and you end with 2 stuffs. You looked real good this year. How you feeling about your young career?
I feel great. I want to thank the people of Chicago. I want to thank the AVP. And just so everybody here knows, the AVP is donating 20% of everything they make in merch and all that to the people that are suffering in Houston right now. I said I would match them and donate 20% of whatever I win. So cheers. 20% of the titles going to the people of Houston. I recommend you guys give whatever you can.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, John. Gentlemen, keep celebrating. Congratulations to the champions, Ryan Doherty and Johnny Hyden.
Nice shot there.
Talking about the rich one.